Hello and welcome to A Course of Love. We are in chapter 12 of the third treatise, and the title of this chapter is The Physical Self in the House of Truth. Now we're really getting down to the practical aspects of I still am experiencing life in a body. What do I do with that? So what we do is we love it. So we're time bound and everything else is eternal. We are about to take that personal self, which is time bound, and move it out of time. That's what this experiment is. We're not just learning how to live in this world happier. We are shifting something big about the whole consciousness experience. So he reminds us matter and form are both bound by time, but spirit is not bound by time. Just so you know. So part of what you think of as you is bound by time, and part of you is not. So the question arises, how can the personal self, this one that I appear to be in this world, have a human experience which is outside of time? And now he gives us our new goal. By changing from a time-bound consciousness to an eternal consciousness. So what we're going to try to do here, now we're reminded right after this, your previous goal was to remember your true identity, and that has been accomplished. You already know you are more than, bigger than, grander than this little self with this history. The character you're playing is what I like to call it. You are more than the character you are playing in this world. You already know that. You've seen it. You've experienced it. You've had your glimpse. So you already know that. That goal is accomplished. And now we are introduced to our new goal. And the new goal is to change the personal self, to have a human experience that is not time bound. Just take that in for a second. It's not time bound. Verse 7. What is being proposed to you here is something completely new, something you have not even dreamed of. This state you have not even dared to dream of is a state in which only God's laws of love exist, even within the realm of physicality. I'm going to read that again, even though what is being proposed to you here is something completely new, something you have not even dreamed of. This state you have not even dared to dream of is a state in which only God's laws of love exist, even within the realm of physicality. This is exciting. This is really exciting. It's really new. And he reminds us, in case you're feeling like, I don't want to lose some of the things of this world I love, he reminds us the only thing that will be lost is what has come of fear. So whatever came from fear, you won't see that anymore. But the rest, you get to keep. Here, we start again. The human experience was not a wrong choice. You did not make a mistake here. Verse 8 explains it. The choice to express who you are in physical terms was not a choice made of fear, but made of love. Okay? So you think you made a mistake, but you didn't. The choice was made of love. A physical self is not inconsistent with the laws of God or of creation. It's simply a choice. It's a choice. That awareness that we are, that eternal consciousness, wanted to experience what it was like to be in form. It's just a choice. May as well. We can. Let's have that experience. And then he goes on to explain what the issue was. The problem with physical expression only arose when the personal self forgot it exists in relationship and believed itself to be separate and alone. In its fear, It made an ego self that was not consistent with the laws of God. This set forth a cycle of fear without release. So the mistake did not happen in having a physical experience. It's just that the ego was created out of that forgetfulness of existing in relationship. And the ego comes from fear, and God doesn't play fear. So that's how the whole experience of feeling separated happened. The next step. What would be a greater step in all of creation than a physical self able to choose to express the self within the laws of love? A physical self able to express itself from within the house of truth in ways consistent with peace and love is the next step in creation. The rebirth of the Son of God, known as the resurrection. That's what you're doing here. That's why you're on this planet at this time, to accomplish this. This is what you came for. To have this rich, exciting, and full experience. Then living as a physical self while expressing the higher self within the laws of love. That's what you're doing here. And verse 11 tells us, there is no right or wrong within creation, but there are stages of growth and change. Are you ready? And I feel like this reflects back to the fact that, yeah, okay, we created an ego self and that wasn't consistent with the laws of God. And we kind of got caught in that because we were in a cycle of fear. But even that isn't wrong. That's just a stage of growth and change. So no harm, no foul. Nothing happened that's real. So it's not a problem. But the question is, are you ready? Are you ready to step up and live this life in a completely open and different way than you have ever lived before? Because that's the invitation. So I hope you will accept your challenge. I know that you will, because if you weren't going to, you wouldn't even be here. So wonderful. Welcome aboard. Let's do it. And thanks for joining me. And hopefully I will talk to you in the next chapter.